Welcome to Seneca Indians Baseball, live on kneo.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. Now, let's go to Ben Walcott, live on location.
And a pleasant good afternoon, and we welcome you here to Seneca, Missouri, as we get set for some non-conference baseball here this afternoon. It is the 9-4 Hollister Tigers versus the 10-3 Seneca Indians. I'm Ben Wolcott. Back in our KNEO studios is Daniel Moore. Your countdown to first pitch sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. A good non-conference matchup here between these two teams. Both these teams coming off a loss to Stratford, as so actually, Hollister played 2 games on Saturday. They won both those games, but Seneca coming off a loss to Stratford on Friday. Hollister lost to Stratford last Thursday. Hollister won both games in their festival, beat Mack County 5-1, and New Covenant Academy 11-1. Seneca, a non-conference game here today, and then head to Mount Vernon on Thursday as they look to get back to their winning ways. Only their 3rd loss of the season. Ian Heffern pitched well on Friday evening, only gave up 1 hit, but it was walks and errors that killed Seneca as they lost 5-2, and they had a couple different opportunities in the 5th and 6th innings to really break the game open and try and get back into the game, and they kind of ran themselves out of the inning there in the 6th inning. Had a no-out 2-run bases loaded single, but unfortunately getting thrown out at third was a Seneca base runner, and that kind of put a damper on things for Seneca. Got 2 runs in, but then unfortunately were unable to rally and get any more after that, so they're looking to get back to their winning ways. Hollister picked up a couple of wins after losing to Stratford last Thursday. Like we said, should be a good one between these two teams. Seneca 10-3, Hollister 9-4. When we come back, we'll start to preview the matchup after this 3-minute timeout here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Anyone who has played golf knows how hard it is. Being on the golf course is supposed to be enjoyable, but it's difficult to have joy while dealing with bad shots and bunkers. As followers of Jesus, we face a similar struggle to have joy when we deal with the difficulties of life. Instead of enjoying God's presence during trials, we can easily lose sight of delighting in Him when life's bogeys happen. However, once we start to lose our joy and excitement for the Lord, we must shift our mindset and remember that our satisfaction and enjoyment are found in Him. Psalm 16:11 reminds us, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." Today, let's find our joy in the Lord's presence. And even when life is hard, we can enjoy being on the tough course, knowing He is with us. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
And we welcome you back as we get set for Hollister and Seneca here this afternoon. That loss on Friday to Stratford snapped a 4-game winning streak, I should say, for this Seneca team. So they are looking to get back to their winning ways. Light week for Seneca this week. Play Hollister here at home today and then go to Mount Vernon on Thursday. I have Mount Vernon's broadcast as well. That one will be an internet-only broadcast from Mount Vernon. That game time is scheduled for 4:30 p.m. It's a beautiful day for baseball here in Seneca. You know, end of last week, they were talking there might be rain in the forecast, severe weather in the forecast, and that has moved out for today. There is a chance of weather tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday, but Seneca is not playing any of those days, so they catch a little bit of a break there, as they have a light week today and Thursday. Next week, they play Tuesday home against Lamar, Thursday at Monette, and then Saturday, they have a doubleheader against Diamond and Purdy. So a lot of baseball here in the next week and a half for Seneca as they really ramp up the conference schedule as well as just ramping up, trying to get games in, as we are about a month away here from district play, as district play will be the 16th through the 20th of May for the Seneca Indians Class 4 District 12. And those district standings right now, it's a 2-team race, but Aurora is going to have something to say about it, as Seneca has the 10-3, Monette 8-4, Aurora 7-7, but guess what? You're going to play all of those teams, so everything on the field will be decided. Seneca, if they want to have a shot at a Big 8 title, they're going to have to beat both those teams as well. They started off the year with a win over Nevada in Big 8 play, so that was a very big win for them to pick up that win to open up Big 8 play, as you got to play all Big 8 teams. And then last week as well, that was last Thursday, beat Mack County 3-1. That one was a little bit probably frustrating if you're a Seneca fan. Probably felt like you could have beat them by a bigger margin, just couldn't find the right hit at the right time in that contest. And so looking to see if they can get those big hits, those timely hits that we talk about all the time. For this Hollister team, that loss to Stratford snapped a 3-game winning streak, I should say. But they have won 2 in a row. They got back right on the saddle and played in their own festival last Saturday, beat Mack County and New Covenant. After today, go to Springfield Catholic tomorrow, host rival Reed Spring on Thursday. So they have a very busy week for themselves. Does Hollister 9-4. Unfortunately for them, they are in a district with Logan Rogersville. Seneca's district, Class 4, District 12, will play the winner of Hollister's district, Class 4, District 11. We talk about how we think good this game will be. You look at the teams by the numbers here. Seneca 7-1 at home. Hollister 1-2 on the road. Seneca averages 6.8 runs a game while giving up 3.3. Hollister averages 7.2 while giving up 3.8. So very two evenly matched teams, and it should be a fun one here today between these two teams. Your countdown to first pitch sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. We'll go ahead and take time out. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineup, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic, Freeman Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine after this 3-minute break on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Helping your teen learn smart money habits doesn't have to be complicated. First Community Bank's teen checking account is built for tweens and teens 11 and up with parents in mind. Teens get their own debit card, ATM access, and mobile check deposit, plus a bundle savings account to help them plan ahead. Parents get peace of mind with no monthly fees, parental debit card controls, alerts and notifications, joint ownership, and full account access. Stop by any First Community Bank location to open a teen checking account today. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for details.
Forbes asked, and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they've built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Lineups here this afternoon, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. First for the visiting Hollister Tigers, coming in at 9-4 overall. Leading off is the catcher, number 1, Ezra Y. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 4, Keegan Ruiski. Batting third and doing the pitching, number 6, Cooper Kaufman. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman, number 8, Ethan Daniels. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 35, Tyler Carpenter. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 15, Caleb Donathan. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 10, Elijah Beebe. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 11, Parker Brotherton. And batting ninth and playing center field, number 9, Sam Abear. Now the starting lineups for the Seneca Indians, they come in at 10-3 overall. Leading off is the pitcher, number 13, Jagger Wilson. Batting second and playing center field, number 18, Drew Sherwood. Batting third and doing the catching, number 2, Silas Ball. Your cleanup hitter is your designated hitter, number 19, Asher Prater. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 17, Ian Heffron. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 23, Remington Albrecht. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 12, Bretton Crow. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 3, Jackson Yoakum. And batting ninth and playing second base, number 1, Ryder Owens. Look at the last time Jagger Wilson pitched. It was a week ago tomorrow as he faced Nevada, and he pitched very well. He got the win, went all 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Going to need that kind of performance here today. It was the 7th inning that was a little bit of a bugaboo for him. He gave up 2 walks. One of them was an intentional walk. Actually, all 3 of his walks were in that 7th inning. One of them was an intentional walk, and Nevada scored 2 runs to take a 3-2 lead. However, Seneca came back and was able to win the contest with a couple of runs in that 7th inning to pull out the 3-2 victory. And I expect the same kind of ball game here today. You look at these 2 teams, they don't play very often. Hollister just outside of Branson, a good 2.5 hour drive here from Seneca. So they have not matched up very often. Seneca lost here at home in 2019, 11-0. Lost to them in the Class 4 sectional round in 2021. 4-2 was the final there. They beat them last year on the road 5-0 for their lone win against this Hollister team. So Seneca looking to make it 2 in a row here against Hollister, and obviously a very good Hollister team as they come in 9-4 overall. It'll be interesting to see who backs up Jagger Wilson here today once again, because both Ian Heffron and Drew Sherwood are not eligible to pitch here this afternoon. So obviously you're hoping Jagger can go all 7 innings, but if he is unfortunately unable to go all 7 innings, I'd have to think Silas Ball would be the next man up for them after that. But if you're Seneca and you're Jagger Wilson, you're probably throwing strikes and saying that he hopes to be able to pitch all 7 innings. He was very efficient in that contest against Nevada as Seneca was able to beat Nevada last week. Like we said, they went 2-1 in the week, beat Nevada, beat McDonald County. McDonald County game obviously a little bit tighter than I think a lot of people expected, but McDonald County was able to work around any kind of trouble that they had in that contest. So be interesting to see what happens here. Obviously, in a game like today where both teams are doing extremely well, pitching is going to be a big factor here today. And so if you can jump on a team early, that will be big to win. It says it's only going out 10 miles an hour, but I don't know if I believe it. It has been gusting most of the afternoon that I have been here. But again, the sun has come out here in Seneca. Another beautiful day for baseball here in Seneca. 82 degrees, partly sunny skies here this afternoon. And like we said, there is a chance for a stray thunderstorm, but I don't expect that to happen. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute timeout as we get set for the national anthem. Come back with the start of the contest after this on the KNEO Sports Network.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
I'm Mark Taylor, General Manager of KNEO Radio and the CEO of the Sky High and Seneca Indians Broadcasting Network. As we bring you these high school sports broadcasts each week, there are additional hours and behind-the-scenes work that has to be done to bring you this broadcast. And there's more and more equipment needed with the expansion of the internet or radio broadcast equipment, social media, plus there's fees, announcer costs. It all can add up. If you're a business, we could use your sponsorship. And if not, we are a non-for-profit broadcaster, so your gift is tax deductible. With less sponsors, we have to cut back on how many games or events done, and if that number drops too low, then we have to make other changes. So we would appreciate and look forward to the opportunity to get your business, church, or yourself involved. Contact us to find out more by calling 417-451-5636 or go to kneo.org and contact us there. We will follow up.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
For action once again between Hollister and Seneca. Hollister 9-4 overall, Seneca 10-3 on the season. Seneca, the all-white uniforms, white pants, white tops, blue and red trim. Red numbers in front, blue numbers in the back. For Hollister, they got white pants, blue tops, and white numbers here this afternoon. Hollister will look like this once again. Your starting lineup sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic, Freeman Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Ezra Y leads things off. Keegan Ruiski batting second. Cooper Kaufman third. Ethan Daniels fourth. Tyler Carpenter fifth. Caleb Donathan sixth. Elijah Beebe seventh. Parker Brotherton eighth. And Sam Abair ninth. They will be facing Jagger Wilson. His battery mate, of course, is Silas Ball here this afternoon. Left to right in the outfield for Seneca. You have in left field Jackson Yoakum. Center field is Drew Sherwood. At right field is Remington Albrecht. Left to right in the infield at third base, you got Ian Heffron. At shortstop, you got Blake McKinney. At second is Ryder Owens. And at first base is Brenton Crow here this afternoon as Ezra Y gets ready to step into the batter's box. And we are ready for baseball here this afternoon. Like we said, 82 degrees here this afternoon. Says mostly cloudy, partly sunny, however you want to look at it. Wind about 10 miles an hour here this afternoon. As Y will climb into the box, and here comes the first pitch from Jagger Wilson at 4:28 p.m. Low and outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Like we said, Wilson pitched extremely well in that contest against Nevada last Tuesday. Here comes the 1-0, and that hits the outside corner, and the count is 1-1 strike. Y, the leadoff hitter here for Hollister. So we are just underway here in Seneca. So here comes the 1-1 from Wilson. That fastball swung on and missed. Almost looked like maybe a little bit of a cut fastball because it cut on his hands, and he swung through it, and the count's 1-2. As here comes the 1-2 offering from Wilson. And that 1-2 breaking ball is popped in the air. Sherwood going to go out there in center field and snag it. And there is one down here for Hollister as Keegan Ruiski will come to the plate here for Hollister. Like we said, anything that gets up in the air could be problematic here today. As here comes the first pitch from Wilson. That breaking ball breaks outside, and the count is 1-0. As Ruiski back in the batter's box here, Wilson working quickly for Seneca. As here comes the 1-0. That fastball swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Zach's Car Wash, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that breaks back over the plate, and the count is now 1-2. Curveball, slider, whatever you want to call it. It started off at his hip, and it broke back on the inside corner. So here comes the 1-2 offering from Jagger Wilson. That 1-2 hits him. And those are ones that you especially hate because you're ahead in the count. Not only does he get on, but it's on a 1-2 pitch. As Cooper Kaufman will come to the plate here for Hollister. And we will see if they try and send Ruiski in motion at all. Obviously, not seeing Hollister very much. Don't know how aggressive they are. Not a huge lead over at first for Ruiski. First fastball is high and outside for a ball. Counts 1-0. McKinney playing a couple steps towards that second base bag. As here comes the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Ball can't hang on to it, but does not go far enough away for Ruiski to try and take second base. 1-1 the count here on Kaufman. One out here in the top of the first. As here comes the 1-1 offering. That 1-1 is hit through the right side past a diving Crow. Ruiski will head to third. Runners will be at first and third on the play due to the fact that Crow was holding on Ruiski. It went underneath his glove, and runners will be at first and third for Ethan Daniels. Crow may feel like he needed to have that one. Unfortunately, just went underneath his glove. And Hollister has the first threat of the afternoon. So their cleanup hitter, Ethan Daniels, will step into the box, and that hit by pitch could come back to hurt Seneca. I'll see if he actually squeezes. The pitch is a ball outside, as Kaufman was off on the pitch. Pitch is outside, and the count is 1-0. I think that was just a show there. 1-0 count. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and the Springfield Cardinals all sponsoring the broadcast. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Daniels. And they are going to say he offered at it. Counts 1-1. It looked like they may be trying a safety squeeze here, as runs are at a premium. You got Heffron in at the cut of the grass. That pitch hits the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. Heffron at the cut of the grass at third. Crow at the cut of the grass at first. Middle infielders are willing to give up a run for an out. I think Crow or Heffron are thinking of trying to get that runner out at home. So here comes the 1-2 to Daniels. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And that is a big second out for Seneca, as Tyler Carpenter will come to the plate here for Hollister. If you can leave those runners stranded at second and third, and we may have a courtesy runner out there at second base for Cooper Kaufman. It's number 14, which I think I only have last names at this point on that lineup. That is Henderson out there at second base, as Carpenter will get in the box. First pitch to him, swung on and missed, and the count's 0-1. I don't know if the movement on Wilson's pitches is what's causing it, but Ball having a hard time hanging on to pitches here in the first. But that pitch was swung on and missed. That second one was swung on and missed, and the count's 0-2. And Wilson a strike away from getting out of this half inning with no damage done on the hit by pitch and then a single. 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3, and Seneca gets out of the inning with no damage. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We head to the bottom of the first. It is Hollister nothing and Seneca coming up.
I learn best by doing.
I enjoy helping others.
I want to leave my mark.
Here, I discovered what I can do and who I can become.
What begins on this campus moves into studios, hospitals, and communities around the globe.
This is Missouri Southern State University.
Explore boldly.
Care deeply.
Impact globally.
One expanded mission built with lion pride.
Tornado season doesn't give you a warning, but you can be ready. State Line Welding and Fabrication builds heavy-duty steel, safe first storm shelters, fabricated right here locally and installed by people who know what they're doing. Reinforced construction, secure door systems, custom sizing. Protect what matters most. Get your quote today, 417-438-2135, or find them on Facebook.
Loud noise! What you want to?
We were dispatched out here to the old 1400 block. Got some suspicious activity back in the alleyway. 1023, we've got 2 suspects moving a lot of boxes back here in the alley. We're going to approach and find out what's going on here. You two, let me see some ID.
Hey, we're the office concept guys. We're selling and moving copiers as fast as we can go.
104 HQ, this is just a copier company with a lot of sales going on.
Copy that.
Bottom of the first here for Seneca. Wilson, Sherwood, Ball. The 3 due up. Anybody reaches Prater would come to the plate. Heffron, Albright, and Crow are the next 3, and the last 2 are Yoakum and Owens working against Cooper Kaufman. As lefty here for the Hollister Tigers. So here comes the first pitch from Kaufman. Pitch hits the inside corner. It counts 0-1. I don't think that's where it was intended. He set up outside and it hit that inside corner. 0-1 the count here on Wilson. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Count 0-2. Wilson has been a hot hitter as of late for the Indians. He was 2 for 3 in the game against Matt County last Thursday, and he was 2 for 2, but reached base all 4 times last week in the game against Nevada as he swings through that one, and it is 1 quick out as Drew Sherwood will come to the plate here for Seneca. Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, CareNet Pregnancy Center, all sponsoring the broadcast. As Sherwood gets into the box here for the Indians. So here comes the first pitch from Kaufman. That pitch is high for a ball, and the count is 1-0. As his catcher, Ezra Y, was asking the home plate umpire where it was. So here comes the 1-0. That pitch hits the top of the zone. Counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty-lefty matchups are always tough for hitters. You start off with 2 of them with Wilson and Sherwood. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Sherwood swings and misses, and the count is 1-2 as Kaufman is dealing here early for Hollister. 1-2 the count here. Here comes the 1-2 to Sherwood. That is high and outside, and the count runs to 2-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. No scores. Seneca able to work around a hit by pitch and a single. Had runners at second and third with 1 out. And Wilson was able to strike out the next 2 batters. So that pitch is swung on and missed. They're going to have to complete the strikeout. And there are 2 down quickly. Silas Ball will come to the plate here for Seneca. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Health Care Ministries, Seneca School District, Northwest Arkansas Naturals, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. So you start off with 2 lefties, and now you finally get a righty in Silas Ball. Hollister will look like this in the field. Parker Brotherton in left, Sam Hebert in center. Right field is Caleb Donathan. First pitch to Ball is low Counts 1-0. Left to right in the infield, Ethan Daniels at third, Keegan Ruiski at short, Elijah Beebe at second, Tyler Carpenter at first. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Kaufman to ball. That is foul tipped off the catcher. Counts 1-1. Catcher here is Ezra Y. And Cooper Kaufman, and he got ticked, and he's going to go talk to his head coach for a second because those are not fun ones to get hit by. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, Safe First Storm Shelters, all sponsoring the broadcast. As catchers are used to getting dinged up all the time, Ball has probably had his share of those this year as well, and kind of chuckling with why. Here, 1-1 the count, 2 outs, bottom first. So here comes the 1-1 pitch from Kaufman. And this 1-1 is low, and the count's 2-1. Crossed over the plate, but I think it was low. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. First batter to get ahead of Kaufman here today. Comes the 2-1. That pitch hits the top of the zone, and the count is 2-2. And now, if you're Ball, you need to protect here with 2 strikes. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom 1. As Kaufman trying to strike out the side here for Hollister. So here comes that 2-2 pitch. That stays way outside, and the count's full, 3-2. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Toner Connections, all sponsoring the broadcast. Comes that 3-2, and that hits the inside corner for strike 3, and Kaufman strikes out the side. Nothing doing for Seneca here in the first. We're through 1, no score here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters. Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian Sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians! Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HuddleSpringsChurchOfChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
Donathan to lead off the second here for Hollister, 6-7-8. Donathan Beebe and Brotherton, anybody who reaches Sam Hebert, would come to the plate. As here comes the first pitch from Wilson, and that hits the outside corner. Counts 0-1. For Hollister, you'd love to get Hebert to the plate and get through the lineup here in 2 innings. They kind of let a golden opportunity go by there in the first as that fastball is in there. Counts quickly 0-2. Had runners at second and third with 1 out and couldn't get anything. So here comes the 0-2 pitch from Wilson. At 0-2 is swung on and missed. 3 straight strikeouts over 2 innings here for Wilson, and there's 1 down. As Elijah Beebe comes to the plate. Evan at the Neosho Daily News with the Seneca Indians. Good luck. Let's go get that win. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. Visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. First pitch to Beebe is outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. He just yanked that one, and it went all the way to the backstop. 1-0 the count here on BB. As here comes the 1-0 pitch from Wilson. That 1-0 is low, maybe outside as well. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Can't afford walks or even hit by pitches like what happened in the first, especially the bottom half of the lineup. So that 2-0 is over for a strike. And the count is 2 balls and a strike. 1 out here in the top of the second. Here comes the 2-1. That pitch is low. Counts 3-1, trying to get him to chase, and BB was not having any of it. 3-1 the count here on Elijah Beebe. Comes the 3-1. That is on the outside corner. Counts 3-2. I will give Hollister credit. They are making him throw a lot of pitches here through an inning and a third. So here comes the full count offering, and that breaking ball is in there for a called, he swings and misses, and there are 2 down as he has 4 straight strikeouts over 2 innings as Parker Brotherton will come to the plate here for Hollister. So here comes the first pitch from Wilson. The first pitch is low for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday, April 21st to begin a 6-game series versus the Wichita Windsurge that goes through Sunday, April 26th. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com. Support of high school baseball on KNEO. Brotherton swings through that one, and the count's 1-1. That fastball hits the outside corner, and the count quickly 1-2. 2 outs here, and now Wilson trying to respond by striking out the side on his end. As here comes a 1-2 pitch. Popped in the air, foul, and it's going to get out of play. Crow kind of made half a step towards the foul line and then said, all right, this isn't going to go anywhere. 1-2 the count remains here on Brotherton. That pitch is high, and the count is 2-2. About all it could be is high. It came back over the plate. So here comes the 2-2 from Wilson. That one is fouled off at the plate, and that one actually hit. Looks like the leg of the home plate umpire. So Hollister catcher got dinged a little bit. Now the home plate umpire gets dinged a little bit. Silas Ball went and got the ball to give home plate umpire a couple extra seconds. Comes another 2-2. That's high, and Brotherton's worked at full. We'll say they are making Wilson work. Full count on Beebe before he struck out. Now a full count here on Brotherton. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3, and Wilson strikes out the side himself. 1.5 in the books. No score here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Asher Prater leads off the inning here for Seneca in the bottom of the second, 4, 5, and 6. As Prater takes a called strike, and the count is 0-1 as Kaufman has come out firing here this afternoon. Struck out the side in the first. As here comes the 0-1 to Prater. That's low, and the count's 1-1. Prater, Heffron, and Albrecht. Anybody who reaches Brenton Crow would come to the plate. 1-1 the count here on Asher Prater. Comes the 1-1 from Kaufman. That breaking ball stays high and outside, and the count is 2-1. Silas Ball got ahead of him 2-1, had a full count before striking out looking. Prater, a very good hitter here for Seneca. Here comes the 2-1. Fouls it off at the plate, and the count is 2-2. Now you need to protect here with 2 strikes. It's both Wilson, well, I shouldn't say both, all 3, Wilson, Sherwood, and Ball, go down via the K in the first. Comes the 2-2 to Prater. That just must have been outside, maybe high, and he works it full to 3-2. That pitch did not miss by much. That was a good place to miss if you're Kaufman. So here comes the 3-2 offering. That hits the inside corner for strike 3. He has struck out all 4 hitters here to start the contest. So Ian Heffron will come to the plate here for Seneca. Springfield Cardinals return home to Hammonds Field on Tuesday, April 21st. Begin a 6-game series versus the Midland Rockhounds that goes through Sunday, April 26th. For ticket information, visit springfieldcardinals.com. Supporter of high school baseball on KNEO. As Heffron step into the box here for Seneca. That first pitch is high for a ball, and the count's 1-0. So right now, Kaufman having his way with Seneca hitters. Though we're only 4 batters in, but still an impressive streak. 1-0 is swung on and missed. Counts 1-1. That's not necessarily a bad pitch to swing at just because of the fact he's been calling it. 1-1 the count here on Heffron. 1-1 must have been just outside, and the count is 2-1. He's calling the inside corner, but he's not really calling that outside corner. 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1. That pitch is yanked down the right field line. It's going to be trouble. It's a fair ball, and Heffron is going to be content with a single. Good job there by the right fielder, Caleb Donathan, of cutting it off. Kind of an excuse-me swing there by Heffron, and he's able to dunk it into right field. So Remington Albrecht will come to the plate here for Seneca with 1 out. See if they let this breeze go through before Kaufman tries to pitch it as the wind is picked back up again. Big lead for Heffron, and he's going to get back safely. Lefty, it's hard to steal on them unless you just go on first movement. That is a sizable lead for Heffron as that pitch is outside for a ball on Albrecht, and the count is 1-0. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prelude Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Zach's Car Wash, all sponsoring the broadcast. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is high and inside, and the count is 2-0, and all of a sudden with a base runner, Kaufman having trouble finding the plate. 2-0 the count here on Albrecht. Comes the 2-0. That's outside, and the count's 3-0. Have to think he's taking 3-0. He might even be taking 3-1 if it gets to that point. Make him throw a strike or 2 to you. So here comes the 3-0 pitch, and that's high for ball 4. Seneca trying to get something going here with 1 out in the inning as Brenton Crow will come to the plate, and there will be a meeting of the minds already for Hollister here as the pitching coach is going to go out and have a conversation with the entire infield, and he wasn't close with any of those 4 So you have to wonder about if he was worrying too much about Heffron at first, and the pitching coach is going to say, hey, just worry about the guy at home plate, because those were 4 straight misses by Kaufman, and none of them were particularly close. Crow will be at the plate here for Seneca with 1 out, runners at first and second here in the second. Hollister had runners at second and third in the first and couldn't score. See what Seneca does here with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom half of the second. Not holding Albrecht on, so can get a little bit of a bigger lead, but you got to watch that first baseman Carpenter coming from behind, trying to pick you off. Not a huge lead by Heffron as that first pitch is outside for a ball to Crow. Counts 1-0. That's 5 straight outside the zone here by Kaufman. 1-0 the count here on Brenton Crow. Middle of the lineup getting on here for Seneca. See if the bottom half can produce as Heffron able to get back on the snap throw by Kaufman. It's a close play, but able to get back just in time. 1-0 the count here on Crow. Heffron at second. So that 1-0 is low, and the count is 2-0. They are shading Crow to pull. If you can find that right center field gap, you could run for a while. Center fielder playing a couple steps to the left of the second base bag, his right. 2-0 is in there for a strike. Counts 2-1. Had to think Crow was taking the entire way there, because that was 6 straight balls by Kaufman before he threw that one over. 2-1 the count here on Brenton Crow. They're going to snap throw behind with the shortstop, but Heffron able to get back in time again. Just trying to give Heffron a couple different looks. The second baseman fielded one, and shortstop fielded that one. 2-1 the count here on Crow. Here comes the 2-1, and that hits the inside corner. Counts 2-2. He's missing his spot, but still getting a lot of the plate, and you're going to have to realize you got to start swinging at that pitch if you're Seneca. 2-2 the count here on Crow. As here comes the 2-2 from Kaufman. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And there's 2 down as Jackson Yoakum will come to the plate here for Seneca. So runners at first and second. It's already the 5th strikeout for Kaufman. You'd love Yoakum to get on so you can clear the bottom of the lineup here. Obviously, you'd love him to get a base hit and get a run in. Comes the first pitch to Yoakum. Pitch is high for a ball. Counts 1-0. I will give Seneca credit here in this inning. They are making him throw some pitches. 1-0 the count here on Yoakum. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Kaufman. Out 1-0 hits the outside corner. And the count is 1-1. 2 outs here. Bottom second, Seneca has runners at first and second, no score. But Seneca is threatening. Comes the 1-1 pitch from Kaufman. Swung on and missed by Yoakum, and the count is 1-2. All of the outs by Kaufman are via strikeout so far. Both pitchers have 5 strikeouts so far. As here comes the 1-2 to Yoakum. That 1-2 is outside, does a good job of not chasing it. And the count is 2-2. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and the Springfield Cardinals all sponsoring the broadcast. 2-2 the count here on Yoakum. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch is hit to second base, fields it on a couple of hops, throws to first in time for the putout. That will end the inning. It extinguishes the Seneca threat. For Seneca, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. 2 innings in the book. We have no score here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. In basketball, running an isolation offense requires balance. While isolating a certain player can be beneficial at times, it often leads to negative results if used too much. In our own lives, we also need to balance when it comes to isolation. On one end, it can be very negative for us if we're always alone and don't interact in meaningful ways with others. The Bible says whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire, he breaks out against all sound judgment. On the other hand, there is great value in seeking the Lord in solitude as it prepares us to be involved with others. Jesus led by example in demonstrating the rhythm of isolation and going out and ministering to others. He would regularly go out by himself to pray and then would return to be with his disciples. Today, let's be challenged to spend time in isolation while also finding opportunities to surround ourselves with others to do life with. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
9-1-2 due up for Hollister here in the top of the third. Sam Abair to lead things off, and then Ezra Y and Keegan Ruiski will follow 9-1-2. As Abair will come to the plate here to start things off. Thought about trying to bunt his way on, pulls it back, and the count's 1-0. 9-1-2 here. If you're Hollister, you'd love to get Abair on. That 1-0 hits the inside corner, and the count's 1-1 for your top of your order. Y flew out to center. Ruiski was hit by a pitch on a 1-2 count. 1-1 the count here on Abair. Here comes the 1-1. Thought about bunting it, and is it a foul ball? Must be a foul ball. He offered at it, so it's a strike. So it counts 1-2. I think it hit him, but he got squared, so it's a 1-2 count. So that pitch busted him on that inside corner. That pitch outside for a ball, and the count is 2-2. As here comes the 2-2 pitch to Abair. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And there is one down. 6th strikeout of the game already here for Wilson. As Ezra Y will come to the plate here for Hollister. Comes the first pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Counts 0-1. Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Student Lane Farm and Garden, CareNet Pregnancy Center, all sponsoring the broadcast. So here comes the 0-1. Fastball misses the inside corner. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Risky and Kaufman both got to second and third, but could not score for Hollister in the first. 1-1 is outside, and the count now 2-1 as Y does a good job of not swinging at that one. 2-1 pitch coming here from Wilson. 2-1. Popped up in the air. Ryder Owens calling for it and snags it for out number 2. And he was fighting the sun the entire way. Caught it a little bit late, but was able to catch it. And there are 2 down for Keegan Ruiski. Now batting for Hollister. As he was hit by a pitch the first time up, and that was on a 1-2 count, so you know Jagger wishes he could have that one back. So here comes the first pitch from Wilson. That pitch is high and outside. Counts 1-0. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, Northwest Arkansas Naturals. sponsoring the broadcast. So the sun has come back out here. Here comes the 1-0, and that pitch is yanked all the way to the backstop. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Horiski got on the hit by pitch, advanced to third on the single by Kaufman, but was stranded there. So here comes the 2-0 pitch from Wilson. Breaking ball hit through the left side for a single past a diving Ian Heffron. 2-out base runner here for Hollister as Cooper Kaufman will come to the plate, see if he can help his own cause here. Second time Horiski has been on with 2 outs. See if they try and get him into scoring position. Second base hit of the day for Hollister. Kaufman has the other one. That ball hit on a couple hops to McKinney, and it gets past McKinney. Yoakum kicks it around, and they're going to send the runner home. There is a play not at the plate, and the run comes in safely on the play as you missed the cutoff man there, and it allows the run to come in and score. It's a single, and then Yoakum kicked it into left field, and Hollister gets the first run of the contest. And Kaufman moves to second on the play. Yoakum kicked it away from himself. That allowed the run to come in and score. So a 2-out. And we have the courtesy runner once again in for Hollister. It's Ethan Daniels to come to the plate. He struck out his first time. Kenny probably wishes he had that one back as well, as that first one's in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Just went underneath his glove. That's shortstop. 0-1 the count here on Daniels. Pitch hit up the middle. McKinney going to field it this time. Throw to first in time for the putout, and that will end the inning. But for Hollister, 1 run, 2 hits. There was an error, and they strand 1. 2.5 in the books. It's Hollister 1 and Seneca nothing.
You found it, the ultimate car wash, the one that leaves your vehicle looking brand new every single time. Do we have a prep team that pre-washes? You bet. Over 300 ports applying soap to your vehicle? Yes, sir. 40 high-pressure nozzles providing over 2,500 psi of pressure? Who wouldn't? Buff and dry features that dry your car along with combined 100 horsepower blowers? Try 150. Be careful, we might just blow you away.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank. We can do that.
Down 1-0, 9-1-2 due up for Seneca here in the third. Comes the first pitch to Owens. That is high and outside, and the count is 1-0. High outside corner. This home plate umpire isn't calling. So here comes the 1-0. Swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. I will say he has been consistent not calling that for either team. 1-1 the count here on Owens. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on and missed, and the count quickly 1-2. Now Owens needs to see if he can fight this off and find a way to get on base. Wilson, Sherwood on deck and in the hole. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Kaufman. Now 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Sixth strikeout of the day for Kaufman as Jagger Wilson will come back up for Seneca. It was that number 2 hitter that got things rolling for Hollister in the top half. See if the number 1 hitter for Seneca can get things rolling for them. So Wilson talking to Y a little bit before he gets into the box. Comes the first pitch to Wilson. That's high and inside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, Safe First Storm Shelters, all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-0 the count here on Wilson. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's yanked outside, and the count's 2-0. If Wilson can find a way to get on, he can be at third base in a very quick. Here comes the 2-0. That's high, and the count's 3-0. Wilson and Sherwood are probably the 2 players for Seneca that have 3-0 green lights, but with how bad Kaufman's been missing, you expect a different result, and we already have a pitching change here for Hollister. We will go ahead and take a timeout. We'll take 90 seconds here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
It is Kason Kemp comes in with a 3-0 count, and Hollister coach not messing around here, as no walks on the day by Cooper Kaufman, but Hollister coach has not liked what he sees, and so we have a new pitcher on the mound as Kaufman went 1, 2 1/3 innings of work. He gave up 1 hit. He would be responsible for the runner at first if Wilson is able to reach, and he finishes with 6 strikeouts, and that walk, I believe, would be credited to Kaufman if Kemp can't get him out. But Kemp comes in. It's an interesting place to be, a 3-0 count here on Jagger Wilson. 3 balls, no strikes here on Jagger Wilson. You go from one lefty to another. As here comes the 3-0, taking the entire way, takes a strike, counts 3-1. We'll see if Wilson swinging away, 3-1. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's over, and Kemp has worked it from 3-0 to 3-2. Past the top of the 5 o'clock hour, you're listening to KNEO 91.7 FM. Neosho Joplin live online at kneo.org. Comes the 3-2 pitch. That is low for ball 4. Came in, fired a couple strikes, but couldn't get the final one, as I believe that runner will be credited to Cooper Kaufman. Drew Sherwood comes to the plate here with 1 out. Struck out his first time. Once again, have to watch the move here. The lefty, you haven't seen him. And we'll see if Wilson tries to take second at some point. Sherwood usually pretty good about taking a pitch or two to try and allow him to steal. Throws and fires one over for strike. Count is 0-1 here on Sherwood. I'll see if, as Wilson was not going on that pitch, as here comes the 0-1. That pitch is outside, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike, and Wilson having a hard time figuring out the move here of Kason Kemp. 1-1 the count, as here comes that 1-1 pitch. And they are going to throw behind him. They have him picked off potentially, and he beats the pickoff throw. He just went on first movement to Jagger Wilson, and he's able to get the stolen base. At that point, you just need to go if you're picked off, and he was able to beat the pickoff throw. 1-1 the count here on Drew Sherwood, and now Seneca has a runner in scoring position. Still 1 out. Not a big lead for for Wilson at second. 1-1 hits him in the helmet, and runners will be at first and second for the heart of the order. As Silas Ball will come to the plate here for Seneca. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Toner Connections, all sponsoring the broadcast. So after those two couldn't reach first time, able to reach the second time. Ball struck out his first time. See if he can come through with a hit here and give Seneca a tie game, as Wilson going to take third and Sherwood going to follow behind him, and Wilson is able to steal that one on the movement. And do we have another pitching change? Coach is mad at the pitcher here, and runners will be at first and second. We'll keep it here. That pitch was a strike. Counts 0-1, and he's talking about trying to keep runners on base because I'm guessing that one was definitely Wilson stole on the pitcher because he didn't even bother looking over. 0-1 the count. Now a base hit could potentially give Seneca a 2-1 lead. 0-1 the count here on Silas Ball. As once again, or I shouldn't say once again, corner infielders are in for Hollister. That 0-1 hits the outside corner, and the count is 0-2. So now if you're Ball, you need to protect here with 2 strikes. You have the third baseman at the cut of the grass, first baseman at the cut of the grass, middle infield willing to give up a run for an out. 0-2, popped in the air. Is it going to stay in play? It is. And that is a foul out and a big second out for Hollister, as Asher Prater will come to the plate here, and now you need a base hit to try and get those runs in. If you're Seneca, you were given a gift, a walk and a hit by pitch. Can you take advantage and get those runners in? Prater struck out his first time. Kemp isn't as fast as Kaufman, speed-wise. As the first pitch is inside for a ball. Good job by Y of not allowing it to get to the backstop. Seneca had 1 base hit off of Kaufman, and it was Ian Heffron who's on deck. 1-0 the count here on Prater. Here comes the 1-0. Popped in the air. in foul territory, that there is room for Y, and he's going to snag it. And Hollister gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Seneca strands 2. 3 in the books here from Seneca. It is 1-0 Hollister.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. When describing the passion with which they play, many athletes comment that they are hungry to win. And as sports fans, we admire those athletes who demonstrate that kind of hunger for victory during competition. But as followers of Jesus, we need to ask ourselves, how hungry are we? Are we driven to know God, follow Him, and serve Him? Do we crave to have a deeper understanding of His Word and to live a life of obedience? Jesus tells us, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied." Our attitude should always be one of passionately pursuing after God so that we can become more like Him. Just like in sports, the greater the hunger that we have, the better the results. Today, let's be encouraged to hunger and thirst after God and His righteousness and be motivated to do what it takes to become more and more like Him. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
BB, the 3-2 up here against Jagger Wilson. Kaufman's line is complete. He does get a no decision because he did not go long enough to be able to be in line for the victory. 2 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. That is his final line for Hollister. Carpenter struck out, Donathan struck out, and Beebe all struck out against Wilson, the first time through the lineup. Seneca has stranded 4 base runners through 3 innings. That may come back to bite them in later innings. So that first pitch to Carpenter hits inside corner, and the count is 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 pitch from Wilson. That pitch is hit up the middle and through for a single. As the leadoff runner is on here for Hollister, as Caleb Donathan will come to the plate. And we have a pinch runner for the first baseman. It will be number 7. So a pinch runner as Caleb Donathan will come to the plate. But they are using a pinch runner at first base. See if he tries to steal second at all. And he is off on the first pitch, and the pitch is, as he offered at it, it is a strike, but the pinch runner is able to steal second. 0-1 the count. Any run is a big run here in this game, with the runs being at a premium, and they already have a runner in scoring position. Does Hollister. 0-1 the count. He's going to try and square again, and that one is fouled off at the plate. It counts 0-2. Actually, it's Case and Kemp, at the plate, not Donathan. So I have a different player up. As 0-2 count. That is in there for a called strike 3. And there is one down as Elijah Beebe will come to the plate here for Hollister. So I apologize. Kason Camp was the one that couldn't get the bunt down. 1 out here. So here comes the first pitch to Beebe. That pitch is low for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Northwest Arkansas Naturals will return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday, April 21st to begin a 6-game series versus the Wichita Wind Surge that goes through Sunday, April 26th. That pitch is yanked foul down the right field line, and the count is 1-1. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com, supporter of high school baseball on KNEO. 1-1 the count here on BB. Sometimes all you need is to see a pitcher a couple of times to get your timing. 1-1 the count. Comes the 1-1 from Wilson. Breaking ball hits the inside corner. BB was ducking out of the way and it back open over the plate. 1-2 the count. As here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wilson, and there are 2 downs as Parker Brotherton will come to the plate. That is the 8th strikeout of the game already for Jagger Wilson. As Brotherton will step in. Now they need a base hit to get that extra run in. Takes a called strike. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. 0-1 the count here on Brotherton. Comes the 0-1. That breaking ball breaks back over, and the count's quickly 0-2. Pitching is the name of the game here, and with how little both pitching staffs give up, you kind of expected that. Each run is a big run. Comes the 0-2. Popped up in the air. Owens calling for it out there at second base, and he's able to snag it to end the inning. 4 Hollister in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 3.5 in the books. It's 1-0 Hollister.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Ian Heffern to lead off the inning for Seneca. 5-6-7 here in the 4th. Anybody who reaches Jackson Yoakum would come to the plate as Kemp begins his first full inning of work here for Hollister. Had a hit by pitch and then 2 foul outs to end the inning after having runners in scoring position at second and third. Heffern is the lone hit for Seneca here in today's game. It was a single in the second inning. Springfield Cardinals return home to Hammonds Field on Tuesday, April 21st, as they begin a 6-game series versus the Midland Rockhounds that goes through Sunday, April 26th. For ticket information, visit SpringfieldCardinals.com, a supporter of high school baseball here on KNEO. So here comes the first pitch to Heffern. Swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Oh, it's actually 1-1. I missed a pitch. And so the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So here comes the 1-1. That's outside. The count now 2-1. 2-1 the count here on Heffern. And this here comes the 2-1 offering from Kemp. That's low, and the count is 3-1. Are able to work around all kinds of trouble throughout the afternoon with Kaufman. 3-1 is fouled at the plate, and the count's 3-2. Actually, there was 2 walks given up by Kaufman, one to Albrecht, and then the other one, I think he's the one that gets it. So he had the 3-0 count on Wilson. So that pitch hit him, or it's inside. It doesn't really matter. It's ball 4, as Remington Albrecht will come to the plate here for Seneca. We'll see if they try and bunt Heffron over to second, or see if maybe just try and have a straight steal. Like we said, it is hard, though, with that lefty on the mound to read that pickoff move unless you just go on first movement. Albrecht takes a pitch high. He was squaring to bunt, but pulls it back. Counts 1-0. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com, KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO 917 Sports. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. And it's bunted. It's a beautiful bunt. Only play is to first base. And Heffron took a big lead there around, a big turn around second base. But the sacrifice bunt did what was needed. It was a 1-3 putout. Now Seneca has a runner in scoring position. As Brenton Crow will come to the plate for Seneca. And now you need those timely hits if you're the Indians. Couldn't get one in the second, couldn't get one in the third. See if you can get one in the fourth and tie this contest up. Crow struck out his first time, but that was against a different pitcher. Kemp did a good job of fielding that one, but his only play was to first base. Albrecht did his job. So here comes the first pitch to Crow. They fake the throw back. Heffron not very far away from the bag and dives back safely. We said the wind has died down a lot from the start of the contest, but even before the contest started. But it is picking back up a little bit. First pitch is outside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Ian Heffron dancing around at second base. Brenton Crow in the box. 1-0 the count here on the number 7 hitter for Seneca. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is outside, and the count is 2-0. That second baseman holding Heffron on, if you can shoot one to the right side, you got a lot of real estate over there. 2-0 the count here on Crow. As Kaufman walked 2, Kemp has walked 1. So that pitch is low, and the count's 3-0. He's already walked 1 this inning. Interesting to see how long his leash is when Kaufman's leash wasn't very long at all. He's worked an inning so far as he came in with 1 out in the third. 3-0 is inside for ball 4. So 2 base runners via walk for Seneca as Jackson Yoakum will come to the plate as Y going to go out and have a conversation with his pitcher, Kemp. Have a moment. Want to thank some of our sponsors, Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolue Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Zach's Car Wash. Also want to thank Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and the Springfield Cardinals. Can't see if anybody's warming up in the Hollister bullpen, but Y is taking a lot of time out there to talk to Kemp. Don't know if anybody's getting warm for Hollister, but Kaufman did not have a long leash. You got to think Kemp's leash isn't going to be very long either. 1 out, runners at first and second here for Jackson Yoakum. Grounded out to second his first time up. If he grounds out that same spot, he might have an infield single. Comes the first pitch. Fouled straight back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Don't want to hit into a double play ball here. Obviously, you'd love a single of any sort. Get a tying run in. Can find a gap. Crow fast enough that he could score from first. 0-1 the count here on Crow. Here comes the 0-1 from Kemp. Long look back to Heffron. Yoakum squares, and he takes a pitch on the outside corner. The count's 0-2. Not sure if Coach Hughes isn't happy, but I'm not sure if it's at Yoakum or if it's at the home plate umpire. 0-2 the count. So now Yoakum needs to protect here with 2 strikes. Comes the 0-2 from Kemp. Swung on and missed for strike 3 as went after the high fastball, and there's 2 gone now, and Ryder Owens the one going to have to see if he can get a base hit to score. So 2 outs now for Ryder Owens. That's the first strikeout for Kemp. Once again, Seneca has base runners, but so far unable to do anything with them. So here comes the first pitch to Owens. That's outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, CareNet Pregnancy Center, sponsoring the broadcast. 1-0 the count here on Owens. Comes the 1-0. Popped foul out of play towards the parking lot, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here. Seneca looking for a base hit to tie the contest. So here comes the 1-1. That's inside. Counts 2-1. If you could get to Jagger Wilson in the top of the order with the bases loaded, that would be ideal. Obviously, a base hit to score a run would be better if you're the Indians. As here comes the 2-1 pitch from Kemp. That 2-1 is hit on a couple hops. Third baseman bobbles it, and he can't field it. It's an E5. The error allows Jagger Wilson to come to the plate here for Seneca, as Jagger Wilson will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, but both of those basically against Kemp. Third baseman did a good job of knocking the ball down, but then I think he got distracted by Ian Heffron running in front of him. It's Kemp trying to keep this 1-0 with a hit, as there's a balk on the play by the pitcher Kemp, and it will give Seneca a run, and there's not a pitch on the play. So Seneca ties the game up with a balk on the play, as the field umpire is the one that called it, and now runners are at second and third. And they're going to intentionally walk Jagger Sherwood to load the bases. Sherwood hit by a pitch, actually hitting the helmet his last time up. So now it's Sherwood with the bases loaded, but a tie score. And they are shading him to right center. So that pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. He's a very good opposite field hitter, and if he can hit it to left center towards any part of that Seneca out there, he can have a triple and clear the bases. 0-1 the count here on Sherwood. Comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed, and the count's 0-2, and Kemp a strike away from getting out of this with limited damage. Both pitchers have given up a run, and both of them are unearned. 0-2 the count on Sherwood. He's got to protect here with 2 strikes. So here comes the 0-2, and that is outside. Good job by Y of protecting the ball, or keeping it in front of him, not allowing the ball to go to the backstop. Crow at third, Owens at second, Wilson at first. 1-2 the count here on Sherwood. 1-2 is hit down the first base line, and it gets by the first baseman. 1 run will come in and score. 2 runs will come in and score. It is a RBI, 2 RBI single for Drew Sherwood. And Seneca has their first lead of the afternoon at 3-1. as Silas Ball will come to the plate here for Seneca. All these runs that come in this inning are unearned due to the error by the third baseman. Would have been out of the inning. Ball, the 8th batter here in the inning for Seneca. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a foul out victim. As Y going through signs with runners at first and third here for Hollister. As you have to think, Sherwood will be trying to get to second at some point as they pitch out there. Sherwood wasn't going anywhere, and the count is 1-0. That was definitely a pitch out to see if they could catch Sherwood trying to take second. Problem is, if you throw through, Jagger Wilson is fast enough, he could go home. Long look in, here comes the 1-0, and that's fouled back to the screen. And the count is 1-1. 3 runs in the inning for Seneca, and it all started with walks. Talk about how walks and errors can kill you, and there have been 2 walks, 3 walks, and an error in the inning for Hollister. A huge lead by Sherwood, and now they're going to bring Wilson home. High throw, and Wilson is safe. Sherwood was trying to get himself in a pickle, and Jagger Wilson went as soon as they threw home, and he's able to get in safely, and it's a 4-run lead, or not 4-run lead, 4-run inning for Seneca. They have a 4-1 lead. 1-1 count here on Silas Ball. You could see that one coming with how far off the bag Drew Sherwood was. He was trying to get himself in a pickle. Better throw by the first baseman. They may have had a chance at Wilson at home, but the high throw doesn't allow him to have a chance to tag Wilson out as that pitch is high. Counts 2-1. So this has been a disaster of an inning for Hollister. 2-1 the count here on Ball. That is outside, and the count is 3-1 as Kemp is having a hard time finding the strike zone here in this inning. If you're Ball here, got to make sure it's your pitch. Comes the 3-1 offering. That's in there for a strike, and the count is full at 3-2. I think most you're going to do there is foul that one into your dugout, so 3-1 count. That's not a bad pitch to take if you're Silas Ball, but here with 2 strikes, you need to be swinging away. As here comes the 3-2 offering. That 3-2 pitch is high and outside for ball 4. Another base on balls here in the inning. Runners are at first and second as Asher Prater come to the plate. He is 0 for 2 on the afternoon, a strikeout and foul out victim as well. I'm not sure if Hollister is going to ride with Kemp. You have to wonder if Coughlin was a pitch count issue. If they were trying to save him for tomorrow, well, probably not tomorrow, but maybe keep him in for Thursday. First pitch is in there for a strike, and stealing third base on the play is Sherwood, and taking second behind him is Silas Ball. So now runners are at second and third here for Prater. 0-1 the count. Takes a pitch on that inside corner. Chance to really blow this inning open with a base hit. 0-1 the count here on Prater. Here comes the 0-1. That's over for a strike, and the count moves to 0-2. Now with 2 strikes here, if you're Asher Prater, you need to protect. The 9th batter in the inning for Seneca. Fouled out to end the 3rd. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Hollister gets out of the inning with no more damage. But Seneca 4 runs in the inning on 1 base hit. There was 1 error, and they strand 2. We are through 4 innings here in Seneca. Seneca up 4-1 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Helping your teen learn smart money habits doesn't have to be complicated. First Community Bank's teen checking account is built for tweens and teens 11 and up with parents in mind. Teens get their own debit card, ATM access, and mobile check deposit, plus a bundle savings account to help them plan ahead. Parents get peace of mind with no monthly fees, parental debit card controls, alerts and notifications, joint ownership, and full account access. Stop by any First Community Bank location to open a teen checking account today. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for details.
Tornado season doesn't give you a warning, but you can be ready. State Line Welding and Fabrication builds heavy-duty steel, safe first storm shelters, fabricated right here locally and installed by people who know what they're doing. Reinforced construction, secure door systems, custom sizing. Protect what matters most. Get your quote today, 417-438-2135, or find them on Facebook.
For Hollister, 9, 1, and 2, Abear, Y, and Ruiski. The 3 due up here for Hollister in the 5th as all of a sudden Jagger Wilson has a 3-run lead to work with, 3-run cushion. So here comes the first pitch, and Abear swung on and missed, counts 0-1. Abear 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Bottom 4th took a while. Seneca 4 runs, only 1 base hit in the inning. They were thanked by walks and errors as Abear swings and misses through that one, and the count is 0-2. For Wilson now, you're just pitching to contact and letting your fielders work. So here comes the 0-2. That pitch hits the outside corner for strike 3, and there's 1 down. Get back to the top of the order, and Ezra Y. He has fouled out and popped out. 9th strikeout of the game for Jagger Wilson through 4 1/3 innings of work. So here comes the first pitch to Y, and that is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, Northwest Arkansas Naturals, sponsoring the broadcast. That pitch hits the outside corner. Counts 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. So here comes the 1-1 offering from Wilson. And he offered at it. And the count is 1-2. It's kind of interesting. I thought the home plate umpire called it, and then the ball didn't hear him say that, so he went to the first base umpire, and the first base umpire confirmed that he went. 1-2 the count here on Y. That is low, and the count's 2-2. Looked like it was over the plate, so I think low is about all you could get. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. That is in there for a called strike 3. Strikeout number 10 for Wilson as Keegan Ruiski comes to the plate. He has reached base both times, and he has the lone run for Hollister. 1 for 1, he has singled, scored on an error. He's also been hit by a pitch. So here comes the first pitch to him. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count's 0-1. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, Safe First Storm Shelters, all sponsoring the broadcast. Here comes the 0-1. That's high. The count's 1-1. If you're Wilson, you want to keep your pitch count to a minimal here. 2 outs. If they swing and hit it, congratulations to them. Here comes the 1-1. That's low and outside, and the count is 2-1. 62 pitches to start the 5th inning. This is estimated, unofficial count. He's thrown about 10 as that pitch is popped foul out of play, and the count's 2-2. If he can keep this under 15, I think he'll be a happy camper. 2-2 the count here on Rewiski. Here comes the 2-2. Popped in the air, foul, and that one's going to sneak out of play. This count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. As here comes another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit on a couple hops. Good play by Heffron. Long throw over, and it is a 5-3 putout, and that will end the inning. 4 Hollister in the inning. Nothing doing here in the 5th. 4.5 in the books. Seneca up 4-1 here on the KNEO Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Sam Abair will come in and pitch here for Hollister, which means you have a new center fielder out there in center field. Can't tell who that is, but Sam Abair moves from center field to the mound as Kason Kemp went 1 2/3 inning, gave up 1 hit, 4 runs. None of them were earned. He walked 4 and struck out 1. Seneca will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Heffron, Albrecht, and Crow, the 3 due up here for Seneca here in the 5th. Heffron started the inning with a walk in the 4th, came around and scored on a balk. First pitch by Abair is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Kemp now in line for the loss for Hollister. As here comes the 0-1 pitch to Heffron. That pitch hit on a couple hops to third. Tough play. Nice play by the third baseman, but I can't scoop it at first. And now going all the way to second on the play is Ian Heffron. I think you give a single on the play and then an E5. Actually, I think it's just an E5 on the play because he short hopped him. I think Heffron would have been out if the first baseman could have snagged it. There's a nice play by the third baseman to get it, but unfortunately for them, first baseman couldn't snag it as that first pitch is a ball to Albrecht, and the count is 1-0. Heffron has reached base all 3 times, single, walk, and now error. And I don't know where Hollister is growing all these left-handed pitchers, but this is the 3rd lefty out there for Hollister. Albrecht takes a called strike, and the count is 1-1. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Toner Connections, all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-1 the count here on Heffron. On Albrecht. Tries to bunt. Heffron over, and he bunts it foul. The count now 1-2, and so I'll have to swing away here with 2 strikes. So Sam Abair out there now for Hollister after Kemp gave up 4 runs, none of them earned in the 4th. Here comes the 1-2, and that pitch is nubbed foul down first baseline. It almost stayed fair. Heffron will have to go back to second. If it had stayed fair, that would have worked out well for Seneca. First baseman wasn't going after it. He potentially could have reached. Count remains 1-2. It also may have hit Albrecht in the box as well, which is why he didn't run. 1-2 is high. The count now 2-2. Evan Anthony Osher Daily News with the Seneca Indians. Good luck. Let's go get that win. 2-2 the count here on Albrecht. So here comes the 2-2 offering from Hebert. 2-2, and he's able to spoil it foul and keep himself alive. Good job there by Albrecht because it started off at his hip and was breaking back over the plate. 2-2, the count remains. Heffron at second. That run would be unearned as well. Hollister's given up 4 runs, none of them earned. 2-2 is popped up in the air just behind the second base bag and to the left of it. Shortstop snags it, and there is one down as Bretton Crow will come to the plate. Crow 0 for 1. He walked in the 4th. So 1 out here. Still runner in scoring position here for Seneca. Trying to add on some insurance. As here comes the first pitch, and that's low for a ball. Counts 1-0. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. Visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. 1-0 the count here on Crow. Comes the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is hit on a couple hops. Heffron going to go to third. The first baseman able to scoop it at first. That's kind of a dangerous play by Heffron to advance. Normally, ball in front of you, you don't want to go anywhere. But only play for the shortstop was the first. Good play by Carpenter at first, able to pick that one off the ground. And there's 1 down, 2 down for Jackson Yoakum. Now, if you're Seneca pass ball, wild pitch could score Heffron. Comes the first pitch to Yoakum, and that's high for a ball. Count is 1-0. Seneca looking to add on here. It's kind of interesting. 1-2 hits in the ball game, and yet you have a 4-1 lead. Getting out hit 4-1. So that pitch is just outside, and the count's 2-0. Hollister had runners at second and third in the first, couldn't score. Only scored 1 run in the third. Had a runner at second in the fourth and couldn't score. Here comes the 2-0. That pitch is low. Got through the wickets of the catcher Y, but not far enough for Ian Heffron to go anywhere, and the count's 3-0. 2 outs here. If Yoakum reaches, you'd have to see if he could, quote-unquote, try and get in a pickle. That pitch is high for ball 4. So runners will be at first and third here. See if he can get in a pickle and allow that runner to come in and score from third base. So Ryder Owens comes to the plate. He reached and scored eventually scored. Reached on an error by the third baseman, but put the ball in play. Good things can happen. Out a big-legged for Yoakum at first base. It's the first pitch to Owens. Popped in the air, foul, and it's going to just sneak out of play into the Hollister bullpen. 0-1 the count here on Owens. We're nearing the top of the 6 o'clock hour. You're listening to KNEO 91.7 FM, Neosho Joplin, live online at kneo.org. 0-1 the count here on Owens. 0-1. Pitch is golfed in the air to left center field. That might fall, and it's going to dunk in for a base hit, and it is going to be a long single. And now he's going to go to second because of the bad throw. So Owens able to get the single. Coming in to score on the play is Ian Heffron. As he was able to dunk that one in. Owens probably should have been at second base before he was. The runners will be at second and third. And Jagger Wilson comes to the plate. Wilson 0 for 1, but he's been walked twice. Another run in for Seneca. That run's unearned as well. Runners at second and third. Base hit would give them a 6-run lead. Jagger Wilson on the mound. Here comes the first pitch, and it hits him. And I think Jagger Wilson is getting sick of getting hit. So the bases will be loaded here for Drew Sherwood. Drew Sherwood had a 2 RBI double his last plate appearance. First baseman tried to snag it as it was going down the first base line and was unable to do it. So it was a 2 RBI single. Base hit like that would definitely score 2. Wilson can have a big enough lead. He may score. Again, they are playing him to pull. If you can hit it opposite field, you can clear the bases. That first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Bear started off quickly. First man to reach was an error, but then he had to pop out and a ground out pretty quick. So that pitch is low and outside, and the count's 2-0. After Kaufman, Kemp, and now Bear have had problems finding the plate. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That's outside and low, and the count's 3-0. Sherwood, with one more ball, would have himself his 3rd RBI of the afternoon, and that'd be on a walk. You have to look at the walk total here for Hollister. That is what has killed them today. That's in there for a strike, and the count's 3-1. They have walked 6-7 batters here today, if you include this inning, and they have hit another couple. So they have allowed 9 base runners without the ball being put in play. So that pitch is inside for ball 4, and another run will come in and score here for Seneca as Jackson Yoakum will come in and scored on the play as Silas Ball will come to the plate here for Seneca. Again, a base hit would really rip this one open. If you could clear the bases, you would make it 9-1 and only need 2 more runs to end this game early. First pitch to Ball, he hits it inside out. Fouled down that first baseline, and the count's 0-1. Ball walked in his last plate appearance. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday, April 21st, as they begin a 6-game series versus the Wichita Wind Surge that goes through Sunday, April 26th. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com. Support our high school baseball on KNEO. The 0-1 is high and outside, and the count's 1-1. Prater on deck. I think Prater is the only player that has not reached base for Seneca. Albrecht reached on a walk. So I think Prater is the only batter to not have reached in the game for Seneca, as that pitch is low. Counts 2-1, and Prater's on deck. 2-1 the count here on Ball. So here comes the 2-1. Swung on and missed. And the count's 2-2. Now Ball really needs to make contact here with a 2-2 count. Bases full of Indians. 2-2 the count. 2 outs here in the 5th. The 2-2 breaking ball hit on a hop to shortstop. Shortstop bobbles it. Throws to first, not in time. The scoop gets by the first baseman, and it goes out of play. So 2 runs will come in and score on the error by the shortstop, as Seneca now has an 8-1 lead here in the contest. Those runs are unearned as well. Is the score now 8-1. If Prater somehow could find a home run, he could end this game with one swing of that bat. He's the only Seneca player to not reach base. That ball hit on a couple hops past the third baseman. 2 runs are going to come in and score. It's an RBI, 2 RBI single for Asher Prater. And Seneca has themselves a 10-1 lead here. as Ian Heffron will bat for the second time here in this inning. Heffron reached on an error in the first. We have a pinch runner for Seneca, and it is going to be Paxton Ray. So that first pitch was a ball, and the count's 1-0. Paxton Ray is the game-ending run out there at first base. 1-0 was fouled towards the Seneca dugout, and the count is 1-1. Springfield Cardinals return home to Hammonds Field on Tuesday, April 21st to begin a 6-game series versus the Midland Rockhounds that goes through Sunday, April 26th. Ticket information, visit springfieldcardinals.com. Support our high school baseball on KNEO. Heffron has had a good day at the plate. 1-1 is outside, and the count is 2-1. Heffron has reached base all 3 times. He's 1 for 2. He has singled, walked, and reached on an error. I think this is a game Hollister would just like to forget. Here comes the 2-1. That is outside, and the count now 3-1. Seneca, so far in this inning, 6 runs, and 5 of them are unearned. Of their 10 runs, 9 of them are unearned as Heffron walks. And so runners will be at first and second for Remington Albrecht. Albrecht 0 for 1 on the day. He also has a sac bunt and a walk. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Seneca at Mount Vernon on Thursday. So that pitch is high and outside, and the count's 1-0. We'll have that broadcast for you. 4:10 airtime, 4:30 first pitch. That is an internet-only broadcast. 1-0 the count. The pitch hits the outside corner, and the count's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Albrecht. Game-ending run at second. Heffron's run doesn't mean a thing. This pitch is inside, and it hit him. They're going to say it hit him, so the bases are loaded for Bretton Crow. And he now has the game-ending run. Crow 0 for 2. He's also walked. Walked and eventually scored on an error. This is a game that the Hollister pitching staff would like to forget, I can tell you that. That's the 3rd hit by pitch, and they've also walked about 10 different guys as that first pitch is high and the count's 1-0. Seneca up 10-1 here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to end this contest. As here comes the 1-0 at its outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Seneca with a win would improve to 11-3. Hollister would fall to 9-4. 1-1 the count here on Crow. So here comes the 1-1. That is foul tipped off the catcher. And the count is 1-2 as Y has had a tough time behind the plate today. He's been dinged a couple of different times. Count is 1-2, and the umpire going to go out and slow walk and hand the ball to the pitcher to give Y a couple extra seconds. 12th batter in the inning here for Seneca, and they have 1 base hit. 1-2 the count here on Crow. Here comes the 1-2 from Hebert. Fouled straight back to the screen, and Crow keeps himself alive. Game-ending run at third base is Paxton Ray. 4 runs in the 4th for Seneca, and 6 more so far here in the 5th. Game-ending run sitting 90 feet away, I should say standing. 1-2, breaking ball swung on and missed, and we will see a 6th inning here in Seneca. For Seneca in the inning, they did get 6 more runs on 1 base hit. There was 2 errors in the inning, and they strained 3. 5 innings in the books. Seneca up 10-1 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
And to lead off the inning here for Hollister as he takes a ball, and the count is 1-0. 3-4-5, Kaufman, Daniels, and Carpenter, the 3 due up for Hollister against Jagger Wilson. The 1-0 is high and outside, and the count is 2-0. See if Abear pitches another inning for Hollister. Was not helped in his cause by a couple of errors as the 2-0 is inside, and the count is 3-0. If you're Jagger Wilson, you just want to throw strikes here. If they get on, they get on. Here comes the 3-0. That hits the outside corner, and the count is 3-1. Have to think Kaufman was taking the entire way there. Comes the 3-1, and that's high and outside for ball 4. Leadoff walk here for Hollister as Ethan Daniels comes to the plate. I believe that's the first walk of the day by Jagger Wilson. Has hit a batter as well. Ethan Daniels steps in. He's 0 for 2. Comes the first pitch to him. I think that's a ball. Umpire faked himself out. Thought he was going to call it, but I think he said it was inside. Want to know the count. If anything, he faked me out. So here comes the 1-0. That is on the outside corner. The count's 1-1. If you're Seneca, don't really worry about that runner at first. So here comes the 1-1. That's outside. And the count's 2-1. Don't want a lengthy inning here for Jagger Wilson, unfortunately for Seneca. Fortunately, you did score 6 runs, but it's been a long time since he'd been on the mound after that. Half inning, but fires one in there, and the count's 2-2. It'll take him a little bit of time to readjust and back on the mound. So here comes the 2-2. The runner is off. Pitch is high for a ball, and the throw goes into center field. It's a stolen base, and then an E2 allows Kaufman to get to third. Pitch was tailing the entire time, and the second baseman, Ryder Owens, couldn't snag it. 3-2 the count here on Ethan Daniels. So here comes the full count pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. And there's one down. 11th strikeout of the game for Wilson as Tyler Carpenter will come to the plate. Carpenter 1 for 2. He singled his last plate appearance as that pitch is over for a strike, and the count's 0-1. We'll see who's on deck. Donathan originally started. Kemp pitched hit for him in the fourth as that pitch is over for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. One out here, runner at third for Hollister. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 12 for Wilson. And there's 2 gone. As we will see what number. I think it's Donathan, Caleb Donathan coming back in. As he will re-enter and hit again. Wilson would love to strand that runner at third. First pitch is spoiled foul towards the parking lot. Counts 0-1. Light week for Seneca. Got to think Drew Sherwood probably gets the start on Thursday against Mount Vernon. And then next week, Tuesday, Thursday, 2 games on Saturday. Pitch up the middle. Wilson tags it. It goes to short, but because he hit it, it's an RBI single for Donathan. Right back up the middle, and Hollister scores their second run of the contest. Both runs Jagger Wilson have given up are unearned. As Elijah Beebe will come to the plate. Beebe 0-for-2 with 2 strikeouts. So here comes the first pitch. And that's in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. So Donathan 1-for-2 on the day. He's sitting at first. So here comes the 0-1. That's high, and the count's 1-1. Seneca will have 8, 9, and 1 due up in their half of the 6th. Trying to see. Now they need 2 runs to end it if he can get out of this inning with no more damage. Good stop by Ball. Counts 2-1. So the pitch was in the dirt. 2-1 here. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Comes the 2-1. A pitch is outside as Beebe doesn't square, and the count's 3-1. Wilson tiring a little bit here. The 6th inning, he also had a long time sitting on the bench in that top of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, I should say. Pitch is swung on and missed and counts full. 3-2 as Donathan will be off on the pitch. Here comes the full count offering. And it goes off the pitcher. Or actually, it goes off the mask. They're going to say that was foul tipped? Must have been foul tipped at the plate. And it went off the home plate umpire. And so Silas Ball going to go out and talk to Jagger Wilson for a second and give the home plate umpire a couple extra seconds. Must have ticked off the bat of Beebe. Was definitely a weird one, but we'll do the 3-2 pitch all over again. Comes another 3-2 from Wilson. That is outside for ball 4, and runners will be at first and second for Parker Brotherton.
Now batting,
I believe.
number 11.
As Parker Brotherton being the one batting here for Hollister. So here comes the first pitch from Wilson. Brotherton 0-for-2, strikeout, pop out. That ball is poked in the air, deep right field. Albrecht going back, and he snags it in front of the fence. And that will end the inning for Hollister. 1 run on a 1-base hit. There was an error, and they strand 2. 5.5 in the books. Seneca up 10-2 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org. Women's health, OBGYN services. AccessFamilyCare.org, with locations across Southwest Missouri. AccessFamilyCare.org. Quality, convenient health care. Access Family Care medical and dental clinics. Building relationships, providing great care.
Ryder Owens, and then the top of the order, and Jagger Wilson, as Sam Abair will go out there for his second inning of work. He gave up 6 runs in that inning, but he was not helped. Only gave up 2 base hits in that inning. But there was also a couple of errors in that inning as well that did not help his cause. Yoakum at the plate. He's 0 for 2, but walked in the 6th inning. Owens 1 for 3, but he has been reached base twice. Jagger Wilson is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but he's reached base 3 times. 2 on walks and once on a hit by pitch. 1-0 the count here on Yoakum. Here comes the 1-0. Pitch hit on a couple hops to third. Third baseman plays it on the in-between hop. Nice pick by the first baseman, Carpenter, over there. Short hopped him, but able to get the put out. And there's 1 down. This Ryder Owens will come to the plate here for Seneca. So 1 down here. So Owens will come to the plate. Owens had a single his last plate appearance. So he hit it to left center field. That ball is popped in the air. Center fielder calling for it and snagging it. And there are 2 gone here quickly in the 6th as Jagger Wilson will come to the plate here for Seneca. Technically does not have a hit on the day, but he has reached base 3 times and scored twice. Be interesting that you got to think Silas Ball will be the next man up for Seneca. That ball is hit in the air to left center field. That ball is deep and it is carrying, and it is off the top of the fence. It's at least 3. It may be an inside the park home run, and they're going to hold Jagger Wilson at third base as I did not see it until it banged off the top of that wall. That was a long fly ball. And a runner at third for Drew Sherwood, who's got 3 RBI on the afternoon. He's 1 for 2, and he's walked and been hit by a pitch. So here comes the first pitch to Sherwood. That is high and inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. And the home plate umpire is going to go and talk to the field umpire. I don't even know what this conversation could even be about. And are they talking about him sticking his arm out and trying to get hit? I don't think anybody would intentionally stick their arm out and trying to get hit. 1-0 the count here on Sherwood. As here comes the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Seneca at Mount Vernon on Thursday. That's an internet-only broadcast. We'll have that for you. 4:10 airtime, 4:30 first pitch from the Spirit of 76 Park. 1-1 is swung on and missed. Count 1-2 now on Sherwood. Almost feels like there's a hole in his bat. They're missing those last couple of pitches. 1-2, the count remains. So here comes the 1-2 offering. That 1-2 is just high, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. As here comes the 2-2 pitch. That is outside and low, and the count is now full at 3-2. Silas Ball is on deck. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Reached on an error in the 5th. Eventually came around and scored. Here comes the full count pitch, and that is back up the middle. Abear takes it, goes right to the second baseman, and punched out to end the inning. It's a 4-3 putout for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the 7th. Seneca up 10-2 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Missourians know we've got their back. For 75 years, they've turned to Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for dependable, personalized life insurance coverage. That's 75 years protecting families and the lives they've built. For small-town values and big-time protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dodson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
That will mean River Franks will be behind the plate there for Seneca. So those are your switches for the Indians. Franks goes behind the plate, and Ball goes to the mound for Seneca. And Ball will face 9-1-2 here to start the 7th inning. Sam Abear, and then the top of the order, and Ezra Y. and Keegan Ruiski. As I think the one that gets taken out of the game there is Blake McKinney, as Jagger Wilson moves to shortstop. Ian Heffron at third base. So here comes the first pitch to Abear, and that's outside for a ball, and so the count is 1-0. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Ball. 1-0 is hit in the air to center field. Sherwood coming in, and he is going to snag it out there. He was playing deep center field, able to grab it, and there is one down as Ezra Y will come to the plate. Y 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Seneca looking to improve to 11-3 on the season if they can get 2 more outs. So here comes the first pitch. Up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for Wilson, and it's going to sneak through. So Ezra Y reaches base for the first time here this afternoon. Keegan Ruiski comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. No, he is 1 for 2, excuse me. He singled and scored in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th, and has also been hit by a pitch. So he's had a pretty good afternoon. Reached base 2 of the 3 times he's been up, and he is also grounded out. Here comes the first pitch from Ball, and the breaking ball hits him. So runners will be at first and second now. A heart of the order coming up for... Actually, I think it's Cooper Kaufman coming to the plate. As Kaufman will bat. Kaufman 2 for 2. Also walked in the 6th. So he has reached base all 3 times he's been up. First pitch from Ball is low. Good block by Franks. Counts 1-0. Kind of interesting here. You have a whole new battery because your normal catcher has to go out and pitch. That pitch is high and outside, and the count is 2-0. Don't really want to give this Hollister team any life here. Yes, you have 8 runs to work with, but load the bases, things can get weird in a hurry. That pitch is yanked a mile down the right field line, foul, and the count's 2-1. All that matters is it's a strike. 2-1 the count here on Kaufman. Here comes the 2-1 from Ball. That's low. Counts 3-1. Ethan Daniels on deck. He's 0 for 3. For Silas Ball, it's one of those things, just throw strikes. If they hit it, they hit it. Especially with an 8-run lead that you got. 3-1 is inside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So after a fly out to start the inning, hit by a pitch and a walk, and Ethan Daniels come to the plate. Head coach Chris Eust is going to go out and have a conversation probably with the infield and just say, hey, I just want a conversation with Silas Ball, really the battery here of those two, and say, hey, just throw strikes when you got an 8-run lead. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday, April 21st. Getting a 6-game series versus the Wichita Wind Surge. That goes through Sunday, April 26th. Ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com. Supporter of high school baseball here on KNEL. Can get an out anywhere if you're Seneca. Love to roll 2 and end the contest. So the first pitch hits the inside corner on Daniels, and the count is 0-1. 1 out here, bases loaded, bases full of Tigers. 0-1, a breaking ball breaks back over the plate. Counts quickly 0-2. Every coach you said seems to have worked here for Ball. As here comes the 0-2 pitch from Silas Ball. That 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. And there's 2 down now. As Tyler Carpenter comes to the plate. Carpenter 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Number 35, Tyler Carpenter.
Both runs Hollister has gotten have been unearned. So that pitch hits the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. 0-1 the count here on Carpenter. Here comes the 0-1, and that breaking ball stays a little bit too far outside. And the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. So here comes that 1-1 pitch from Ball. And that 1-1 is low, and the count's 2-1. Caleb Donathan's on deck if Hollister can get that far. Singled in a run in his last plate appearance. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and Hollister down to their final strike. 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Here comes the 2-2. Ball hit on a couple hops to Owens at second. Throws to first. Crow will tag the bag, and that will do the ball game for Hollister here in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they strand 3. Seneca wins this one by a final score of 10-2. They improve to 11-3 overall. Hollister falls to 9-5 on the season. The post-game show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. After this timeout, we'll come back with the post-game on the KNEO, the Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Finding answers to questions is easier than ever. It doesn't matter how complex or simple your question is, the answer is just a few taps away. Except maybe these kinds of questions.
Who am I? Where did man come from? What is the purpose of man on this earth? Does life have any meaning?
Billy Graham knew the answer to that last question is yes.
There is more to life than death. Jesus taught us the dignity and the importance of being a person. God put us on this earth for a purpose, and our purpose is to fellowship with God and glorify God. And the great need of the human race at this hour is reconciliation to God.
Would you like to know how you can have a relationship with God? We'd love to help. Just call us at 855-255-PRAY. That's 855-255-PRAY. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back for the final time post-game show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Seneca improves to 11-3 overall with a 10-2 win. Seneca 10 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, they strand 10. Hollister 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, they strand 9. Biggest difference in the game was not only walks but also errors in the game. Seneca scored 10 runs in the contest. Only one of the runs given up by Hollister pitching was earned here this afternoon. Cooper Kaufman, a no decision, 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Kason Kemp takes the loss, an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 4 runs, no earned, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. Sam Hebert went to final 2 innings, 3 hits, 6 runs, only 1 earned, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. For Seneca, Jagger Wilson picks up the win, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, none of them were earned, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. Silas Ball pitched an inning, gave up a hit, a walk, and he also struck out 1. Drew Sherwood had a good day at the plate, finished with 3 RBI on the afternoon, finished 1 for 3. He also walked and scored and was hit by a pitch. Asher Prater had a 2 RBI single there in the 5th for Seneca. That will do it for us here this evening as Seneca improves to 11-3 on the year. Our next Seneca broadcast will be on Thursday afternoon as the Indians head to Mount Vernon to face the Mountaineers. 4:10 airtime, 4:30 first pitch from Mount Vernon. We will have that game for you. It will be an internet-only broadcast. For our studio producer, Daniel Moore, I'm Ben Wolcott saying so long here from Seneca. Thank you for watching and listening to high school baseball here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. We now join Family Talk, already in progress here on KNEO.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.